Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by for yet another video. I do appreciate that, and as always, I appreciate you. So I have a little bit of a different video here because I usually don't post a lot of stuff that's not truly weather related. Every once in a while I do, and this is one of those occasions. And the only reason I'm reporting on this is because it's sort of kind of been major news here lately, and even the New York Times and other major news outlets have been reporting on this topic as well. It says U.S. Navy pilot in bombshell Pentagon UFO case describes encounter that defied physics. Now it says the U.S. Navy tracked mysterious UFOs for 2 weeks before a bizarre encounter with one of the objects that was investigated by multi-million-dollar top secret government program looking at mysterious aerial threats. So I usually don't play the sound in these videos, but I'm going to play the sound in this one, and I just want you to listen to this naval officer as he's talking and whatnot, and you're going to see the object kind of flying through the air. Just listen to what he has to say. Alright, so as we watch this video, I'll try and play it back just a couple of times for you guys. But just listen to what this U.S. Navy pilot has to say about this object. Just listen closely. Okay, so I'll stop it there for a second. Because the first thing you hear him, I can't make out the very first part of what he says, but then you hear him say there's a whole fleet of them. So it's not just this one object that you see him tracking on his in this video here. There's actually a whole fleet of them. And then the second thing you hear him say is just how amazed he is that they're actually traveling against the wind, which is 120 knots. So let's go back. And we'll play that for you again. Alright, so I just wanted to stop it right there. Now, as we get to the end of this video, right at the very end, you're going to see this thing kind of start to turn and rotate. Unfortunately, it kind of gets cut off at that point, but I'll try and hopefully you guys can see that. That's not LSO, is it? It's not. Well, if there's another thing. Now you can, you guys, okay, let's scoot back here just a little bit. You can see it, see how it's rotating? See it rotating? It's rotating. And he even says that it's rotating. So I just wanted to share that with you guys real quick. Just a very interesting video. You guys can go back and kind of pause it and rewatch it yourself, and you'll see it rotating. I know at the end there I didn't really show it as good because unfortunately in this video it literally, once that video ends, it goes to the very next video. So I do apologize on that, but that's why you can, just go back and rewatch it a couple times in this video, and you'll see this object start to rotate as well. And they talked about how there's a fleet of them. Now the actual article goes on to say that details of the Department of Defense Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification $16.5 million secretive program investigating the threat posed by UFOs was revealed this weekend. Now, according to a report from the New York Times, the U.S. government-funded program investigated reports of UFOs between 2007 and 2012, including the mysterious Nimitz case of November of 2004. Now, says now one of the Navy pilots involved in the Nimitz case has spoken about what happened. Commander David Fravor and Lieutenant Commander Jim Slate were two pilots each in the 18F Super Hornet on a routine training mission 100 miles out over the Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego when it happened. Now, Mr. Favor from Windham, New Hampshire, said that they were asked by radio from the USS Princeton Navy cruiser if they were carrying weapons, but the planes only had 2 dummy missiles. The radio operator then told them, "Well, we've got a real-world vector for you," he said. He says, Mr. Fravor said it was at the end of a 2-week period when the Princeton had been tracking mysterious aircraft that appeared suddenly at 80,000 feet before shooting down towards the ocean. They stopped at 20,000 feet and appeared to hover before dropping off range or heading back upwards. Here you can see a couple more pictures of this object. Now, Mr. Fravor said he looked down to the water and saw waves breaking over the object below the surface. He said what's more, hovering about 50 feet above this was a white UFO, about 40 feet long and oval, he said. The craft was jumping around erratically, staying over the wave disturbance but not moving in any specific direction. The water appeared below as if it were boiling. He launched a circular descent to look more closely, and it started to fly up to meet them. He headed straight at it before it veered off. He said it accelerated like nothing I've ever seen, he said. So let's see what else this article says. He says, I was pretty weirded out. The pilots were ordered to fly rendezvous about 60 miles away, but on the way, radar picked up the UFO again. The radar operator said, according to Mr. Fravor, "Sir, you won't believe it, but that thing is at your cat point." Now, Mr. Fravor said, "We're at least 40 miles away, and in less than a minute this thing was already at our cat point, but when they got there it was gone." The pair said its movements simply defied physics. Their superiors carried out no further investigation at the time before the case, so what did Mr. Fravor believe he saw? He says that he has no idea what he saw. It had no plumes, wings, or rotors, and outran our F-18s. I want to fly one, he says. Now again, so I'm just going to leave it there. I just wanted to share this with you guys real quick. Again, I'm not saying this was aliens or anything like that. You know, that's up for you to decide. But you guys seen the video, and you can go back and re-watch the video as well. And the link's always in the description too. You know, something obviously something obviously was in the sky, that even a Navy pilot was amazed by this object. I mean, he says there was a fleet of them. He was amazed that this thing was traveling against the wind when the wind was 120 knots. The thing begins to rotate. This object begins to rotate as well as it's flying. So I don't know. I just wanted to share it with you guys. Like I said, it's a little bit different video for me, but it's definitely very, very interesting, and a lot of major outlets are reporting on it, so I just thought I'd share it with you guys and get your opinion on it. But thanks for supporting the channel, watching these videos. I can't thank you guys enough for that. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.